this thing and see what it'll do.
Ready to rock this, bro? Oh, hell yeah.
Doing anything but sitting right here. But I'm gonna have to if I want anything done on Smurf. It is in need of attention. We've got a list here. See what we got. See if I got the stuff marked that's important, which the trans swap, that has to happen because I've been driving Smurf on a busted transmission for a year. I only got first and third gear. So I've been driving like that for a full year. So I gotta do that. The line lock, not that important, but it would be nice to get that done. I've had it mounted in the car forever. I just haven't wired it up, so I'm just gonna wire it up. Bleed the brakes, need to do that. Oil cooler, that's a must. I gotta get the oil cooler on this thing because it's 115 degrees here right now. And the oil thins out so bad because it gets so hot. Oil gets hotter than water. So it thins out so bad that the lifters start to clatter. I gotta fix that. High amp alternator. I need to get that done because I plan on running electric fans on this thing. So I'm gonna get an alternator on it, and then I need to run a charge cable from the alternator directly to the battery because the little, what is that, 12 gauge wire or 10 gauge wire that runs from the alternator to the starter relay ain't gonna cut it. Battery in the trunk, I'd like to do that, but it's not priority. New distributor, not priority, would like to do it. Leaf spring sliders. I want to basically lower the ass end of Smurf. Wiper blades, 3/8 fuel line. I don't know why this car has a 5/16 fuel line in it. I think someone put that in there. Someone did kind of like a half-ass restoration on this car like probably 10 years ago. And for some reason they put a 5/16 fuel line in it. This is a real RT. Numbers matching, body numbers, everything. And it don't have a 3/8 fuel line. I would really love to put a roller cam in it, a solid roller, a tonneau ram, probably a new timing chain. It does need a new water pump housing, water pump thermostat, and I really want to put sub-brake connectors on this car because I beat the crap out of this car and I have no bracing done to this thing. So that's one of the things I would really like to do is sub-brake connectors. Don't have time to be bracing up the front clip, but at least sub-brake connectors would be nice. And I'm only going to give myself a couple days to do this because I've got to get stuff done. That red wagon, I've got to finish the turbo build on that thing. And tomorrow we're going to go deliver General Mayhem to Dulcich's farm. So I'll be on the road for that. But at least today we can start the tranny swap and hopefully make some progress on Smurf because it is in dire need of attention. All right, let me put my list back on the windshield so we know what to do. I do need wiper blades because look at that. There's metal on the windshield. Look at that scarring that it has done. So probably should make that a to-do because it's summertime here. We get monsoons. It'll like dump rain. Like you just took a bathtub, poured it over Las Vegas. You know, it'll dump rain for like 5 minutes and then it's just gone. So, things to do. And where to start? Right here. Alright, Smurf's up in the air. I get asked a lot, why do we call it Smurf? Well, this is why. See that blue paint? Blue paint? This car was originally blue, or it's originally B5 blue, blue interior with a white top and a white stripe. So blue on blue, white top, white stripe. That's what Smurf originally was, and that's what it will be again, just not right now. And another question I get asked a lot on Smurf is, what exhaust is on that thing? It sounds so good. It does sound good. This is one of my favorite sounding cars. And I will show you. It's actually pretty simple. It is 3-inch exhaust with an X pipe. See, there's your X pipe. And then it goes into 2 Spintech mufflers. Those are 3-inch Spintech mufflers. They're the loud ones. And then it comes out. See, they go in and out the same side on the Spintechs. See, in and out the same side. And then I made some boom tubes. See, boom as in boom. And it runs out the side of the car. That is what gives Smurf that shrieking loud RPM that everybody loves, and me too. This car sounds, I always want to hear this car on the rev limiter because it just sounds awesome. Alright, now it's time to pull that some exhaust, so that way we can get to the transmission. I'm going to pull the exhaust, Derek's going to pull the drive line, undo all the bell housing bolts, all the linkages, the cables, the speedo cable. And another thing we're going to add to the list is a sending unit, because the fuel gauge in this car doesn't work, and it hasn't worked in over a year, but I've only run out of gas once. I've stumbled twice, but only run out of gas once. So I'm tired of having to fill it up every single time I want to drive it, so we're just going to fix that. All right, let's talk and more working. Okay. We got the drive line out, got the exhaust out. Next, we need to drain the radiator, pull the fan. Because when the engine tilts down, I don't want the radiator, or I don't want the fan to dig into the radiator. And I'm gonna put an electric fan on it anyway, so I need to pull the radiator out so I can make a shroud for it. Blah blah blah. And I still gotta disconnect everything underneath, so I gotta do the starter, the linkage. Now I remember the real reason why we're pulling everything off. Because we're going to replace the water pump and the water pump housing. So all this has got to come out of the way. Oh, is that loose? Oh, I can feel the wobble in the string in the water pump shaft. Getting rid of this mechanical fan and add more horsepowers. Alright. Horsepower, Robert. Gone. So I just pulled the lower hose off. It's pretty soft. This thing was probably ready to pop any minute. Oh, and it's got a little gash in it. So glad I pulled this off here and not on the side of the road. Alright, rotate it. Good. Oh, that was loose. That's not good. All right, starter's out. One more bolt, and the transmission is free. Alright, let's go ahead and start lowering the jack a little bit. Now, don't drop it on me. Don't force it on me. So here's the replacement tranny. I bought this off a Mopar guy on Craigslist, and he had an 18 spline Hemi 4-speed transmission with the bell housing, the clutch, everything. Good stuff, the cloud stuff. So I got both of those. Sold one to Mike, sold the 4-speed to Mike, but I kept the automatic for Smurf, so I'm gonna go ahead and stuff that inside Smurf, so that way I'll have all 3 gears again. That's like 33% better. All right, but before that, we're gonna yank all the accessories off the front of this so we can start to replace water pump, housing, and all that stuff. More work. All right, you ready for an earthquake?
Yeah.
Timber! Feel the ground shake on that? Cast iron water pump. Oh, and water pump housing. Just got done delivering General Mayhem back to Vegas, back on Smurf. So this morning there used to be a canopy here, but got like a freak wind of gust. Like there's just a little breeze right now, that's all there has been all day, but then like a freak of gust just came in and poof, grabbed the canopy, threw it up and over and into the street across the block wall, and I had it anchored to the wall and everything. It just ripped the anchors out, and it was just like, oh, that just forces me to build another one of these, which I've been wanting to do for a while, but now I'm just gonna do it. Anyway, back to Smurf. I just got done pressure washing everything. It was all grimy and stuff, and so since I'm gonna be tearing the engine apart, I want to get all of that grime and dirt and grease away from everywhere I'm gonna be tearing apart. I've already pulled the gaskets off the water pump, cleaned them up, getting ready to just go ahead and rip the whole top end off this thing. The intake, the distributor, the wires, valve covers, because Smurf's gonna get a new heartbeat. Yeah, solid roller cam. Technically, the cam is a little smaller than the solid flat tappet that's in it, but it has way more lift. So I'll have more of a broad power band. I can get and plus this is hydraulic, and it gets so hot here in Vegas, the oil gets thin, the lifters start clattering, all of that garbage. So I'm gonna be getting rid of the 509 purple cam, which has actually been a really good cam. It makes very good power, but in the heat and over time, the hydraulics of the lifters, they're crap. So I'm tired of it clattering, yanking all that junk out. We're gonna throw in something solid and beefy. I hit my first snag. This sucks. I hate putting cam bearings in. 2 of the cam bearings came out with the cam, and I can't get the cam out. So I'm gonna try and walk the bearing. See, that's the bearing that I'm attached to right now. There we go. I got it back on the journal. And this one here is loose too, so it's the 2 middle ones. See how I can rotate that? That's actually on the bearing that came out of its spot. That sucks. Well, all I can do is try and yank the cam out and hope the bearings come with it. Yay. Alright, here we go. That's no bueno. There's supposed to be a hole in that bearing too. Let's see, where's it at? Oh yeah. That's where it used to be. The other bearing fell in the pan. I'm definitely gonna have to yank the motor. I think we can just put bearings in it, or just put cam bearings in it, that'll be fine. Something I was hoping to be a simple cam swap is now shitty. Alright. Pulling the engine is happening now. Now I gotta take everything off the engine that I just bolted to it so I can pull it out. Yay. Alright, you've guessed it, you saw it. Flipped the motor over, drained fluids. Smurf's engine is out. I'm kind of thinking about just replacing the heads too, because if I look down in there, it is pretty like grungy on top of the valve. So that means the valve stem seals have been leaking for a while. So I don't know. Yank that, if I yank the heads off, what I could do is just clean the valves, new valve stem seals, make sure the guides are okay, and then just slap the heads back together and bolt them back to the block. Or I've got a set of heads that I really wasn't planning on putting in this engine, but I could. So I really don't want to use them because I'm kind of saving them for the blower motor, but Smurf needs a set of cylinder heads, or just fix these. I'm going to get these off and see how bad they are. If the guides are totally shot, then I'm just going to put the other heads on. So, yank them off, see what we got. Hope for the best, expect the worst, I guess. sometimes plans change.
Doesn't that just look bitchin'?